Thank you all for coming for our inaugural story time. Not sure we're going to be able to follow this one, but I'm going to make this quick. This is Mac Barnett. Woo! Woo! And Mac is here today to do story time with you all. He is the author of, how many books do you think he's written? 60. He's done more than 60 books. So today he's going to read from his books, and he's going to answer questions, and then he's going to sign your books. So Mac here was just named the National Ambassador for Young People's Literature by the Library of Congress. There's a little sign waiting for Mac right here. Yes.
Oh, all right.
DC is full of ambassadors, but this is my favorite kind of ambassador. So.
I gotta get a picture of that.
And that.
The crowd shot.
I actually know that, guys. Okay. So I'm just gonna let Mac take it away. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Thank you all for coming. And yeah, get ready with your questions. I'm gonna get out of the way.
All right, hello everybody. You know, before we begin, can we just get a huge round of applause for me? Can we just do that? Oh, what? No, please. No, please, more applause, please. Oh, thank you. Okay, that's enough. Thank you. Oh, hi everybody, it's true. My name is Mac Barnett. I am an author. That means that I write books. I have written 62 books that are out. Some picture books. Some are chapter books, like Mac B. Kid Spy or The Terrible Two. I write a series of graphic novels. I see we have some graphic novel readers right here. I write a series called The First Cat in Space. The first book is called The First Cat in Space Ate Pizza. It is so great to be here at Wonderland Books. This is my first reading since I became the National Ambassador for Young People's Literature. That's why I'm here. I live all the way in California, but I flew out all the way across the country to come and pick up this fabulous medal. Oh my goodness. I have to wear this at all times. I figured, hey, it's really fun to go get medals. I like that a lot. But what I really love doing the most is reading picture books out loud. So thank you for being here. Let's read some books, right? Should we just do it? Yeah. All right. Okay, let's see. I am going to read this book right here. The title is not on the cover, but you might be able to figure out what it is called. It's called Triangle. All right, there's Triangle there laughing, waving. You can wave back at him. You don't have to, but you know, he's waving. Triangle by me and by my friend John Clausen. This is Triangle. This is Triangle's house. This is Triangle in his house, and that is Triangle's door.
I think that's from Shape Island.
You're right. Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Just pardon the interruption, but this also is an animated series on Apple TV+. Thank you so much for mentioning that. If you're not a subscriber, sign up and immediately watch Shape Island, because they don't count it unless you watch us first. One day, Triangle walked out his door and away from his house. He was going to play a sneaky trick on Square. He walked past small triangles and medium triangles and big triangles. He walked past shapes that weren't triangles anymore. They were shapes with no names. He walked until he got to a place where there were squares. Still thinking of his sneaky trick, he walked past big squares and medium squares and small squares until he got to Square's house. Now, said Triangle, I will play my sneaky trick. Triangle walked up to Square's door and said, just like a snake. Square was afraid of snakes. Oh me, oh my, said Square. Go away, you snake. Leave my door. Said Triangle. Oh dear, 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 said Square. How many snakes are out there? 10? 10 million? Go away, snakes! Triangle could not hiss anymore. He was laughing too hard. Triangle, said Square. Is that you? Yes, said Triangle. I know you are afraid of snakes. I have played a sneaky trick on you. Square ran after Triangle, past small squares and medium squares and big squares. He ran past the shapes with no names, past the big triangles and medium triangles and small triangles, up to Triangle's house and right through his door. Almost.
That's just what my mom said.
You are stuck! Triangle laughed and laughed. Then he stopped. His house was all dark. Triangle was afraid of the dark. It's too dark, said Triangle. You're blocking my light. Go away, you block. Leave my door. It was Square's turn to laugh. I know you are afraid of the dark. Now I have played a sneaky trick on you. You see, Triangle, this was my plan all along. But do you really believe him?
It's up there forever.
And that is the end of that story. Let's see. All right, why don't we read this one? I'll do this one. We will do this one. This is called Sam and Dave Dig a Hole. Now in this book, even though the words are beautiful and amazing, perhaps the work of genius, you do have to keep a close eye on the pictures too.
Because the people don't know that you'll find that like below them there's something that or next to them that they'll
Sounds like you know this one. Sam and Dave Dig a Hole by me again and John again. On Monday, Sam and Dave dug a hole. When should we stop digging? Asked Sam. We are on a mission, said Dave. We won't stop digging until we find something spectacular. The hole got so deep that their heads were underground, but they still had not found anything spectacular. We need to keep digging, said Dave. So they kept digging.
I see a gem peeking out.
They took a break. Dave drank chocolate milk out of a canteen. Sam ate animal cookies he had wrapped in their grandfather's kerchief. Maybe, said Dave, the problem is that we are digging straight down. Yes, said Sam, that could be the problem. I think we should dig in another direction, said Dave. Yes, said Sam, that is a good idea.
Diamond!
I have a new idea, said Dave. Let's split up. Really? Asked Sam. Just for a little while, said Dave. It will help our chances. So Dave went one way, and Sam went another. But they did not find anything spectacular.
They were going around a giant diamond.
Maybe we should go back to digging straight down, said Dave. Yes, said Sam. That is a good idea. Sam and Dave ran out of chocolate milk, but they kept digging. They shared the last animal cookie, but they kept digging. After a while, Sam sat down. Dave, he said, I'm tired. I cannot dig anymore. I am tired too, said Dave. We should take a break. Sam and Dave fell asleep. Then Sam and Dave were falling. Sam and Dave fell down, 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 until they landed in the soft dirt.
On the other side of the world.
Well, said Sam. Well, said Dave. That was pretty spectacular. And they went inside for chocolate milk and animal cookies. The end. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, amid that thunderous applause, I did hear a couple rumblings out there. Sounded like some kids were saying, that's not their house. Who was saying that? Raise your hand if you... Why? How do you know that's not their house? What did you notice? Yeah.
Because in the first house, the wind thing on top of the house was a chicken.
Oh, that's a really good point. Here at the beginning, when they're leaving their
And that's
house,
also an apple tree.
the weather vane up there, that's a chicken. But here at the end, it looks a lot like their house, but it's a duck. Yeah, that's very odd. Yeah, what did you notice?
I noticed that in the beginning they have an apple tree.
That's a great point. There's an apple tree in the front yard of their
Then
house.
turn to the back and then it's a pear tree.
That's a pear tree. That is a very good point. Yeah, what did you notice? Now that is very close looking from the front row. You are right. The cat's collar here, this cat has a red collar, but this cat has a blue collar. And what did you notice?
There was a red flower there, but there's a blue flower.
That's so true. There's a red flower here and a blue flower here. Now, in John Clausen's books, when he's doing the pictures, it's always good to watch everybody's eyes. He's so good at drawing eyes. You can tell what people are thinking and feeling. And I love looking at the eyes of the dog in the last few pages here. Because here you notice the dog is just like, dog just fell out of the sky and hit his head. So that's a good expression. But then the dog notices, wait, that's a different tree. And here the dog notices, wait, that's a different cat. And the cat's like, yeah, I know. And all of this brings up a very big question.
Oh, I think I know.
What happened to Sam and Dave? Where did they end up? Does anybody have any theories or ideas? The book doesn't really say. Yeah, what do you think?
I think they ended up nowhere, so they were in a dream.
They ended up nowhere. They were in a dream. What an interesting theory. Yeah, what do you think?
I think they ended up on the other side of the world.
On the other side of the world. I like that theory a lot. Somebody, yeah, you connect with that? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they
Maybe they lived in the United States and they dug straight down and ended up in China. Maybe. What do you think? An alternate reality, and now they live in a different universe. I like that theory a lot. It's true, it's a very strange way to end a book, but it is the end of our book. Although, it's not even actually the complete end. Because after we finish the last page, you can see the pear tree. You might notice, wait a second, we're at the end papers. Now, end papers, sometimes the artist gets to draw on the end papers, but it's not really where stories take place usually. The end papers are just paper we put at the beginning and the end of the book. But what do you notice about the end papers in the beginning and the end papers at the back? Yeah, what did you notice?
The end papers at the back are Yoda.
That's right, these are red and these are green. Why do you think that happened? At the beginning, the apples are red, and at the back, the pears are green. That is exactly why John did that. And then, even after we're at the back end paper, the story is still going on a little bit, because look, the last thing that we see on the back cover is there is that first cat with the red collar looking down that hole, wondering the same thing some of us are. Where did those guys go? Now, I've been asking you a bunch of questions. Now we have a little time if anybody has a question that they want to ask me. Yes.
Where was there originally supposed to go? 'Cause you either think of it's funny, but I don't even know, or is it I know, but I'm not going to mention it in the book.
That's a great question. The question was, which is it? In Sam and Dave, where they ended up, is it something where John and I don't even know? Or is it we know, but we're not going to say in the book? It's more of the second one. John and I have a little bit of an idea. I don't know how firm the idea is, but it's very on purpose that we did not put everything we thought into the book. Some books tell you everything that you're supposed to know. Some books even tell you what you're supposed to think. But I don't really like those books. I don't like to read them, and I don't like to write them either. I like books that ask questions, and so does John too. We want to know what you think. So we made sure to just keep it a big question, and that's what we were going for. Yeah. All right, let's go all the way to the back there in the blue jacket. Shout it out so we can hear it. Why did I fire Adam Rex? Thank you so much for asking, and I'm going to let Adam Rex know that you asked about me firing him in front of everybody. So this is about a book called Chloe and the Lion. And in this book, Adam and I get into a fight. Adam Rex is the illustrator of the book, and I am the author of the book. And Adam starts drawing things that I am not putting in the story. So we get into a big fight, and I say, Adam, you have to do whatever I tell you to. And he doesn't listen to me. So, in the story, I fire him. And I have him get swallowed up by a lion. It's a lot of power to being an author. But it turned out that I made some mistakes. I shouldn't have done that, and I definitely shouldn't have had a lion eat him. So we have to get him out. And that's how the story ends. But you might be glad to know that Adam Rex and I are very good friends, and we've actually never gotten in a fight while we've been working on a book. But we thought it would be a fun way to talk about how picture books are supposed to work. Because in a picture book, it's the words and pictures telling the stories together. And they should sort of work together, but it's also fun when they disagree a little bit too. Like in Sam and Dave. The words are telling you one thing, and the pictures are telling you another thing. And there's sort of a difference between the words and the pictures, and it's exciting to see it. So in Chloe and the Lion, we pushed it as far as we could. We said, what if the words and the pictures got in a fight? And that's what the book is about. Because I love exploring the different ways words and pictures can tell the story together. All right, let's take a few more questions. Yeah.
How did Sam and Adam dig so deep? How deep?
How deep did they dig? That's a good question. We don't really know exactly how deep, but we can kind of get a feel for it. Because have any of you ever dug holes, maybe at school or in your yard? No? If you have, you might know some of you have. So you can tell you're getting deep when the dirt starts getting really dark. Because it's wet, muddy, and old. So it looks like, and gross, and moist, and dirty. So at this point, I don't know exactly how to measure it in fathoms. That's all right. It's a Navy term, right?
It's like muddy.
But it's pretty deep, is what I would say. Yeah. All right, we'll take a couple more. Yeah, right there.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Can we read another book?
Can we read another book? We'll read one more. We'll get one more question here. Yeah, in the sweater right there.
If they were falling, then how did they get out of the hole?
That's true. That's a very good question. If they fell kind of down here, like how did they get out of the hole? How does this part work? I think what this tells you is this story doesn't take place in our world, or at least a version of our world that follows the rules of physics and the ground. Though we aren't exactly talking about science here. We're not talking about geology. We're talking about something else. And whatever happens to them right here tells you that we're in this world. It actually reminds me a lot of a book that I love. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Which made me very excited when I saw the name of this bookshop. All right. Now we will read one more book. But I'll be sticking around, signing books. So if you have a question and you didn't get it answered, please come up, say hi, ask your question. I may ask you, did you have a question for me? But if I forget to ask that, just come up and ask your question. I'd love to say hi. All right, here we go. The wolf, the duck, and the mouse. This is my favorite of my picture books. So.
I've read it.
You've read it? What'd you think?
I've read all the books you just read.
You read all the, oh man. Have you read this one?
No.
You can check this one out. Oh, apparently you have. This wasn't very memorable. The Wolf, the Duck, and the Mouse. By me and John. Early one morning, a mouse met a wolf. And he was quickly gobbled up. Oh, whoa, said the mouse. Oh, me. Here I am, caught in the belly of the beast. I fear this is the end. Be quiet, someone shouted. I'm trying to sleep. The mouse shrieked. Who's there? A light was lit. A duck lay in bed. Well, said the duck. Oh, said the mouse. Is that all? Said the duck. It's the middle of the night. The mouse looked around. Well, out there it's morning. It is? Said the duck. It's so hard to tell. I do wish this belly had a window or two. In any case, breakfast. The meal was delicious. Where did you get jam? The mouse asked. And a tablecloth. The duck munched a crust. You'd be surprised what you find inside of a wolf. It's nice, said the mouse. It's home, said the duck. You live here? I live well. I may have been swallowed, but I have no intention of being eaten. For lunch, they made soup. The mouse cleared his throat. Do you miss the outside?
I'm thirsty.
I do not, said the duck. When I was outside, I was afraid every day wolves would swallow me up. In here, that's no worry. The duck had a point. Can I stay? The mouse asked. Of course, the duck said. This called for a dance. The ruckus inside made the wolf's stomach ache. Oh, whoa, said the wolf. Oh, shame. Never have I felt such aching and pain. Surely it must have been something I ate. The duck shouted up, I have a cure. You do? Asked the wolf. Yes, an old remedy sure to settle your tummy. Eat a hunk of good cheese and a flagon of wine and some beeswax candles. That night they feasted. The duck made a toast to the health of the wolf. But the wolf felt worse. I feel like I'll burst. It hurts just to move. A hunter heard the wolf moan. He fired a shot, but missed in the dark. The duck called up, Run! Run for our lives! The wolf tried to escape, but he tripped and got trapped in an old oak tree's roots. Oh, woe, said the duck. Oh, doom. What can we do? I fear this is the end. The mouse stood up. We must fight. We must try. Tonight we ride to defend our home. Charge! Oh, whoa, said the hunter. Oh, death! These woods are full of evil and wraiths. He fled from the forest and never returned. The wolf bowed down to the duck and the mouse. You saved my life when I thought not to spare yours. Ask a favor of me. I will be glad to grant it. Well, you can guess what they asked for. And that's why the wolf howls at the moon. Oh, whoa! Oh, whoa! Every night he howls at the moon. Yeah, come on, let's do it. And that is the end of that story. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, Wonderland, for having me. This is such a thrill. I'll be sticking around, so come say hi.